Ancient Greece is often celebrated as the cradle of democracy, philosophy, and art. But beneath the brilliance of its golden age lay a justice system that could be as brutal as it was fascinating. In this episode, we'll explore the bizarre and often brutal punishments of ancient Greece, punishments designed not only to maintain order but also to preserve honor, deter crime, and uphold the gods' laws. From public executions and exile to poetic humiliations, these punishments reflected a complex society where justice was sacred and often merciless. Brace yourself for a chilling journey into the bizarre justice of ancient Greece. Part 1. Justice in Ancient Greece. Justice in ancient Greece was deeply tied to its culture and religion. The Greek city-states, or polis, had their own legal systems, but one thing was universal: punishments served not just as retribution but as a means to maintain balance in society. In Athens, the birthplace of democracy, punishments were often determined by large juries of citizens. Meanwhile, in Sparta, a militaristic state, punishments were swift and harsh to instill discipline. Across the Greek world, justice was seen as an extension of divine will, with severe consequences for those who defied the gods or societal norms. Part 2. The Punishments. 1. Execution by Hemlock. One of the most famous punishments in ancient Greece was execution by hemlock poisoning. This method gained notoriety through the trial of Socrates, who was condemned for corrupting the youth and impiety. The condemned were made to drink a mixture containing the toxic plant, leading to paralysis and eventual death. While considered a dignified form of execution, it was a reminder that even intellectuals were not above the law. 2. Ostracism, banishment by the people. In Athens, one of the most unusual punishments was ostracism. Each year, citizens could vote to exile a prominent figure they deemed a threat to the city. If chosen, the individual was banished for 10 years, forced to leave everything behind. 3. Shaming punishments, wearing the wooden collar. Public humiliation was a common punishment in ancient Greece. Offenders were sometimes forced to wear a periskylion, a heavy wooden collar, and parade through the streets. This punishment was particularly degrading and served as a warning to others while ensuring the criminal's shame was known to all. 4. Trial by combat or ordeal. In some cases, disputes were resolved through trial by combat or ordeal. While not officially sanctioned in democratic Athens, this practice persisted in more traditional or rural areas. The idea was simple: the gods would ensure that justice prevailed by granting victory to the righteous party. 5. Punishments for religious crimes. Religious crimes, such as desecrating temples or mocking the gods, were met with some of the harshest punishments. Offenders could be fined, exiled, or even executed. In one infamous case, a group accused of vandalizing sacred statues, the Hermes, was harshly punished to appease the gods and restore order to Athens. 6. Spartan brutality, the Krypteia. In Sparta, punishments were often intertwined with military discipline. The Krypteia was a secretive practice where young Spartans were encouraged to kill helots to prove their loyalty and strengthen their resolve. 7. Punishments for adultery. In ancient Greece, adultery was considered a serious offense, particularly for men who seduced married women. Punishments ranged from public humiliation to physical violence, such as being tied up and whipped. Part 3. Gender and punishment. 1. Women and harsh punishments. Women in ancient Greece were often punished more harshly than men. Their actions were seen as reflecting on the honor of their male relatives, making their crimes particularly scandalous. Whether accused of adultery or defying social norms, women faced severe penalties, including public shaming or exile. Part 4. The legacy of Greek justice. While some of these punishments seem bizarre and brutal by today's standards, they reflected the values and beliefs of ancient Greece. Their legal systems laid the groundwork for modern concepts of justice, even as they remind us of the complexities and contradictions of their society. The punishments of ancient Greece remind us of the balance between order and freedom, a tension that continues to shape societies today. Which punishment surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to Historian AI for more fascinating dives into the past. And with call to action. Like, share, and subscribe for more historical insights.